Yo, what up YouTube? Back with another video. Got the TrailMaster Hurricane 200X here. So in this video, I'm going to be taking out the original engine that it came with, the 196cc JD engine, and I'm going to be putting in a Predator 212. So I'm going to be showing how to do that, and then also doing a little review, because I've heard some people say that basically this 212 will swap right in, direct bolt, no issues with the pulley or anything. Other people say, you know, you got to get a different pulley, you got to get a different crankshaft bolt, you got to get the adjustable motor plate, you got to get this and that. So I want to make a video once and for all showing whether the 212 Predator engine will swap right into a TrailMaster Hurricane, and if not, we'll see what we need to make it work. All right, so let's go. All right, so I already got the belt off and the clutch pulley off, so that's ready to go. I'm going to disconnect the throttle cable, the electrical connections, and the bolts underneath holding the engine, and that should be everything I need to do to get this engine out of here. All right, so the old engine is out. There it is over there. Getting ready to put the new one in. Ready for the new one to go in? Yep.
Hey, Dad, see this.
So it was just the 4 bolts on the bottom, and get your throttle cable unhooked, electrical connectors. It's got the 2 plugs, and get your belt and your pulley off. And all right, we're getting ready to throw this new one in, see how it lines up. All right, so the new engine is in. I put gas and oil in it, fired it up, seems to be idling good. I got the throttle hooked up, so that's working good. So it looks like the Predator engine does drop right in, bolts up, everything lines up good. So only thing I got left to do is get the driver pulley hooked up, get the belt on, and make sure all that's running good, and take it for a test drive. So if I get the back plate on with that spacer behind it, they seem to line up pretty straight, so I shouldn't need to do any adjustments. I had the adjustable motor plate, I ordered that, so I have that. I wasn't sure if I was going to need it. It looks like I'm lining up all right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the driver pulley on, put the belt on, and see how she's doing with that. And I'll kick the video back on. All right, so we got the clutch pulley on, and I started up. It seems to be doing all right. Only thing I'm worried about is, since this shaft is a little shorter, this part of the clutch didn't have a lot of the shaft to grab onto. I mean, it was probably like 1/8 of an inch. I mean, it was like barely anything. So I zipped this bolt on with some blue Loctite. I'm gonna see, hopefully it doesn't go flying off while I'm riding. We'll see what happens. I got a Juggernaut style clutch for backup in case this one ends up not working. Also, I did have to get a different bolt for the clutch pulley, because the original one is metric and this one is SAE. I believe it was 5/16 24 was the measurement, and it was, I think I'm using the 1.5 inch. I'll double check and put that in the next part of the video. So other than that, everything did seem to line up, so we're gonna take it for a test ride and see how this holds up. So wish me luck. All right, so just took it for a test ride and she's riding good. So the review is in. The Predator 212 from Harbor Freight will officially bolt right into the Hurricane 200X from TrailMaster. Only thing I needed to get that I didn't have, I did change the throttle cable. You could probably make the original one work. I was messing with the old one that came with it, and it was fraying at the end. I needed a new one anyways, so I changed the throttle cable. But you could probably use the original one. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use the original one with this throttle cable, the throttle setup on this Predator. The bolt was 5/16 24, and I got one that was 2 inches long, and that was the only thing I needed to buy to make this work, was the different crankshaft bolt. So I did put some blue Loctite on it. Clutch seems to be working fine with the way it's set up. So I got the bushing back there, the backing plate, belts on the 2 bearings, and then the bushing up front with the lock washer. Like I said, the only thing I was worried about was the clutch pulley here. It didn't have a lot of the crankshaft left because there's a shorter crankshaft sticking out there. The shaft sticking out was shorter, so I didn't have as much of that shaft for this piece to bite onto. It was only like 1/8 of an inch, like I was saying. So that was the only thing I was worried about, but it seems to be riding fine. And as far as the 212 versus 196, right off the bat, 212, I haven't done anything to it. Just stock, it seems like it has more torque. I haven't really gone crazy wide open throttle, put it through the paces yet, but when I do that, I'll see how it's doing, and I'll kick the video back on. I just wanted to kind of take a little spin, not go too crazy, and see how she was riding, and seems to be good. So the review is in. 212 will go right in, fit right in to the 200X here. So I do have the stage 1 kit already. I was going to put it on the 196, but I ended up not doing that. So I'm gonna, once this thing's riding good and I know everything's cool, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the stage 1 kit on. I got the super pipe, the new air filter with the adapter, and it came with a new jet for the carb. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need that. I gotta see what size jet this one came with. So if it is a bigger jet, I'll end up throwing that in too, and then I'll upload another video with that. That'll be a separate video. So any questions or comments, let me know what you think. So there it is. I forgot to add one side note. The bracket for the clutch cover, these bolts are also different, so you'll need, in addition to the clutch shaft bolt, you will also need new bolts for the brackets to hold the clutch cover on. So I need to pick up some more bolts. I'm not sure what size those are yet, but when I make my next video, I will add that in there. So I just wanted to add that little side note. All right, YouTube, I'm out. All right, so a little update. I've been riding with the 212 on here for a little while. I just put the stage 1 kit on it. So looking good. Only issue I'm having is I've been going through belts. This is the second belt I've gone through. I was talking to some of the other guys in the mini bike group on Facebook. Shout out to Mini Bike Nation. And they're saying that one of the problems could be is that the pulleys aren't lined up. Right here, these two pulleys aren't lined up. That one and that one. Which, if you look, they're really close. So I didn't think that was an issue when I put it on, but maybe it's starting to be an issue. Some of the other guys are saying that this brass ring is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be in here. Now I could have swore this is how it came when I pulled it off and put it back on, that was the order that they had it on. And if I take this brass ring off and move it over here, that's going to move this pulley back, and it's really going to be out of whack. Now I know I can put the adjustable motor plate on and shift the motor this way, which would adjust for that. If I did move that brass ring out of there, I could possibly shift the motor this way and get these pulleys lined up again. But yeah, they look, if you look at them, they look pretty dead on. I'm gonna take this off and put a straight edge on it and see how close they are to being in line. And I'll kick the video back on. But I could have swore that's the setup they had, because in there, there's roller bearings in there. One of the guys in the group said I did have it set up right, that's a spacer that's supposed to be there, and that the 200X Hurricanes have the roller bearings in there. They don't use the brass ring like some of the other models. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna take this off and check it out, and I'll kick the video back on. Also, I know in the last video I said I was gonna get the sizes for these, but it's been a while, I forgot. If anyone really needs to know that size, hit me up and I will I'll figure it out for you. Hit me up in the comments. All right, so as you can see, I got the straight edge here. These two pulleys are almost perfectly lined up, and that's with no motor plate, no adjusting the motor. This is just direct 212 swap onto the TrailMaster Hurricane 200X. So I got the straight edge on there. Yeah, those are lined up. And for the people that say this brass ring, which I actually think is a spacer, it's not a brass ring, because I was talking to another guy, he said that's a spacer and it's supposed to go behind here. If I put this on here, first off, it doesn't go on there. The pulleys would be way out of whack. The belt, I mean, does that even make sense to anyone? Like, that wouldn't even go on there if that was in there. So to all the people that were saying the brass ring goes on the inside, no. And it's weird because I actually reached out to Go Power Sports and they told me that the brass ring was in the wrong spot. So I don't know what they're talking about, but that brass ring wouldn't even work on this side. This thing has roller bearings. That's what the belt rides on. I'm guessing on some of the other torque converter setups, maybe it doesn't have the roller bearings, and then they need that on the inside to spin around there. But on this one, the belt rides on this, so it doesn't need that. And with that spacer back there, they line up perfect. So I'm not sure, and I was surprised Go Power Sports told me that. And you know, so I was pretty, yeah, when I took this apart and put it back together, I had pictures of how I had it when it was brand new, and I remember seeing that spacer back there, not up here. Up here wouldn't even make sense. So also in the other video, part of the video, I was saying, look, that's all you have for this part to catch on. That little bit of crankshaft pulley sticking out there, or crankshaft, whatever you call it, the end of the crankshaft there. So make sure, do I have this on here right? Let's see. Yeah, it goes clear. I might not have this on right. Let's see. Yeah, I think it goes like that. Yep. It'll go just like on there like that, and then that will bolt up together. So I'm gonna get it put back together now, and we'll see how it's riding. I got the new belt ready to go. All right, all put back together. Got the new belt on. Whew, that thing was a little tight getting on there. It's a 725. This one's a Go Power Sport brand. I'm pretty sure the last one I had was a different brand, so maybe the Go Power Sport brand is a little bit better quality. So everything's looking good. Zip this on tight, this bolt on tight with some blue Loctite. So I'll take it for a test spin. Let's see how this belt holds up, and I'll do an update after that. All right, so I want to wrap this video up and get it posted. So this is going to conclude the 212 swap onto the 200X. So in conclusion, the 212 will swap right onto the TrailMaster 200X. You don't need the adjustable motor plate or any of that other stuff. It bolts right on. The only real thing you need is to buy a couple extra bolts because the 212 uses different thread bolts. So other than the crankshaft pulley bolt and the couple bolts for the clutch cover, everything just 212 will go right into the TrailMaster. Bolts right in, no issues. I got the stage 1 kit on it, running good. So yep, that's a wrap.